Hi guys, I'm Logan Reynolds, and today I will be talking to you about rational functions. Woo! A rational function can be defined as any function that is the ratio of two polynomials. The pictures shown are examples of rational functions. Today we're going to look at a simple rational function question and how to go about solving it. The question is, without using a graphing calculator, compare the graphs of the rational functions f of x equals 3x plus 4 over x minus 1 and g of x equals x minus 1 over 2x plus 3. This question is from the unit of rational functions, as you can tell by the need to graph a polynomial divided by another. When it says without using a graphing calculator, it means we have to graph it ourselves. There are 3 steps involved in solving. 1. Graphing f of x, 2. Graphing g of x, and 3. Comparing. As you can see, f of x is already factored, which would have been our first step anyways. All rational functions have vertical asymptotes, and in order to find it, you have to let the denominator equal 0. Horizontal asymptotes are different than vertical because you have to find it depending on the type of question you're given. In this question, the degree of the numerator equals the degree of the denominator, which means you find the horizontal asymptote by dividing the leading coefficient of the numerator by the leading coefficient of the denominator. Zeros, much like VAs, are found by taking the numerator and setting it equal to 0. The other fixed point you can find just by looking at the equation is the y-intercept, and you can find that by letting x equal to 0. After you've found your asymptotes and fixed points, you can then start your graph so you know what points you need to find next. You can tell what other fixed points you need just by looking at the graph. So you can see that there's a whole arm missing and a quadrant which doesn't have any points. So you would want to find points that eventually come to at least one mark off of the asymptote. Once you determine an x value that you want to find, all you have to do is take that value, plug it in for x in the equation in your calculator, and find y. After you graphed f of x, you then graph g of x in the exact same way. Again, the vertical asymptote is found by letting the denominator equal 0. The HA was found in the same way by dividing the leading coefficient of the numerator and the denominator together because the degrees equal each other. The zeros were found by letting the numerator equal 0 again. The y-intercept, all you have to do is let x equal 0. After finding your asymptotes and your fixed points, you can start graphing so you can find the other points that you need. In this case, you already have one full arm with 2 points that are one away from both asymptotes. However, for more accuracy, you should find a point at -1. Afterwards, you should find points in the opposite quadrant. I used the points -2 and -4 because they were one away from the asymptotes. I also used -3, however, just for accuracy. Lastly, we come to our last step after we've graphed both f of x and g of x, so now it's time to compare the graphs. I put them both on one page just to make it visually easier to see the differences. Now, after all that hard work, we can finally answer the question and compare the two graphs. The main difference between both these graphs is their horizontal and vertical asymptote placements. F of x has a vertical asymptote at x equals 1, while g of x has it at x equals negative 3 over 2. The horizontal asymptote for f of x equals 3, and the horizontal asymptote at g of x is y equals 1/2. In terms of how you can apply this into your everyday life, there are actually multiple careers that involve the use of rational functions and come across questions like these. One example would be aerospace engineers. They perform a variety of engineering work in designing, constructing, and testing aircrafts, missiles, and spacecrafts. Well, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday.